G'day everybody and welcome back to another episode of Craft by Tim. Super rainy today, so I thought it would be a perfect opportunity to light the forge and we'll do some forging. In today's episode we're going to be making a Damascus steel folding knife out of this piece of Damascus that I forged for a different project and it just doesn't... I've been having a hard time getting projects to work recently, so we're going to be using this and hopefully we can get this to work. Currently I'm not really sure what sort of layer count it's at, but it was that 2.5 kilogram billet when I started. But this is the piece of Damascus that's left. Obviously not 2.5 kilograms anymore. But what we're going to do is we're going to take off maybe about that much. We're going to do some forging to it. We're going to square it up a little bit more, chuck it in the vise, give it a good twist or two, maybe 5, who knows. And then we're going to start like forging it into a more of a knife shape. And later on I'll show you guys the body of the folding knife that I'm going to be using, because I'm not at the skill level just yet of actually making a full one from scratch, so I'm going to be cheating a little bit, but we'll get to that later. The other thing that's concerning is that I only have this 4 kilogram gas canister, whereas I normally use an 8.5 kilogram gas canister. So I'm not sure how long this is going to last, but after this I'm going to have to probably go buy some more gas. Oh boy, it's really starting to come down outside. It's probably going to pick up like right as I'm about to start talking. Sorry if the audio quality is a little bit out. Now we're on to the next step of actually starting to shape the blade, and I'd like to introduce you to what I'm basing this on. So these are custom knife kits that you can buy online. You can buy these for about 30 bucks, I'll leave a link in the description. They're actually not too bad. These are called liner lock folding knives, also very similar to a frame lock folding knife. You can see when we open it, we have this little locking mechanism that just comes across, and that locks the blade in place. Turn the blade back in, I just push that back aside, and the blade allows to fold away. Now this is actually kind of stiff. The other one that I opened up is a little bit easier to open, and you can actually sort of open it one-handed. Now obviously we have our own blade that we're currently in the process of making, so we're not going to use the blade that comes attached to it. But if you were a little bit less inclined to make your own blade for these kits come with everything else that you need. All the other little components there including a pocket clip and even the mounting hardware for the scales, but it doesn't come with scales, so you'd have to come up with your own design for scales. Obviously very easy, we're going to do that later on in the process, but overall they're not a bad design. The only thing that I would probably do is definitely loosen these up a little bit so they move a little bit more smoothly, and the only other thing is probably radius off these hard edges because they're actually kind of sharp. So first step, we're going to clean up the faces of this, and then we're going to transfer this general shape onto this, and then we can start working on cutting it out and putting holes in it and everything like that. So for the next step, we have everything sort of fitting up now. What I want to do now is find this detent ball. You can see it very clearly there. And what this does is it will sit in this tiny little indentation and catch on that tiny little indentation, and it will stop the blade from opening. It just sort of catches it so that when you close the blade, it gets to a certain point and it just goes in. So that's the next step. We have to find out where that detent ball is going to sit on this blade, and we basically just have to drill it out with a very small drill bit, and yeah, then we're on to, I think, beveling. Whilst the blade is tempering, we're going to start working on the scales. So we're going to take this, I'm going to disassemble all of these spacers out of the back. We're going to take some G10 and then some stabilized American black walnut to do some handling.
Baby, open up to me. Don't give up so easily. Open up your eyes and see. There's more to our story.
It's been about 3 weeks worth of product testing and it is holding up really well. Why did I wait 3 weeks before doing like, I don't know, the end of this video? Well, it's because I'm impatient and I really just wanted to mess around with this thing. It is so cool. Unfortunately, I can't use my right hand right now because it's holding up a diffusion thing, balance board, because the lighting in here is terrible. There are a few things that I want to adjust on this and probably things that I can maybe think about for the next one, because obviously I want to do another one. I've got another kit. My friends also asked me for one, so I will do another one in the future, but I'm actually really like just really happy with the way that it turned out. It's perfect. The pattern that came out of it is actually pretty cool, even just for a simple twist pattern. And it changes from side to side as well, which is kind of cool. And even just to the details of those thumb studs. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you all in the next episode, hopefully after I fix my car. Yes, more troubles with my car. Thank God it's almost been 3 months before I had troubles with my car again. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you all in the next episode. In the meantime, do remember to stay safe, happy crafting, and as always, cheers.